guys, welcome to the Everett Silver Show. We have exciting guests as we do every week, and so I want to thank you so much for tuning in, and I'm always bringing it to you, so thanks so much for staying in tune with us. Stay connected. You're watching the Everett Silver Show. Hello guys, I'm Everett Silver and you're watching the Everett Silver Show. Stay right where you are and tune in every Friday night right here. I tell you, we're bringing it to you with some more exciting guests this week. So stay right there. You're watching again the Everett Silver Show.
Hi, Everett.
Nia, thank you so much for doing the show. What a privilege to have you.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Well, it's a wonderful. I tell you, I'm enjoying the show. Well, folks, I have a special guest with us. She's talking about navigating adulthood relationships, also diversity at the workplace. I have BT's 20s, one of the guest stars, Nia Jervier, is with us. Nia, talk about your role, because I tell you, this is a very interesting and exciting show to see them take this spin on it.
Yes, the show is great. I must agree with you. I play Vanessa, and she is Nia's bougie and bossy older sister. And she barrels in mid-season to fix Nia's life and give Nia's friends advice, because she's a few years older than them and wants to make sure that they don't make similar mistakes that she did, or better yet, she wants to make sure that they learn from the mistakes that she made, especially when it comes to their love lives. And she is there to nip and tuck Nia and make sure that her life is in shape. And before the audience knows it, they realize by the end of the season that Vanessa is dealing with some personal issues of her own. Sorry, my dog is making an appearance. So sorry about that.
It's not a problem.
Yeah, so Vanessa is showing up at Nia's door basically to heal her own life and to run away from some of the intimate problems and details of her own life at home.
You know, I had Safina and Javon on the show as well, but you know, I talked about the just things that we deal with, daily diversification. How hard is, you think, just trying to be upfront with our friends and just talk about, have this type of dialogue when we have differences?
I think when you have good friends, there shouldn't be an issue bringing it up. I think that when you have to hide things from your friends, whether or not you think they're going to like it, I think that there might not be as much room for truth and honesty as there should be. So I think when it's a real friend, even if it may cause an argument or an upset, I think that real friends hash things out and share, because ultimately you're in each other's lives to help each other grow and progress and like find your joy, at least in my life and the way that I do friendship, and also in the way that the girls on 20s do friendship.
Well, you know, I'm telling you, I'm really loving the show. The show is really getting a lot. Sometimes, you know, when people have had issues maybe with dialogue, shows like this kind of help. And I want to tell you, I appreciate your work. I've been following you a little while, but what you did with the next series, Dear White People, it was good.
Oh.
Seeing you. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, much success to you. And I know we don't have a lot of time. Folks, you can catch 20. It airs Wednesday at 10 p.m. on BET. Also, BET Her. Any last minute things, Nia, you want to say? What a privilege to have you.
Oh, thank you so much. It's an honor to be a guest on your show, and I'm excited for everyone to tune into 20s this Wednesday night.
The beautiful, again, Nia Jervier has been with us. Thank you so much again, guys. And thank you, Nia, for doing the show.
Thank you.
Tell your dog I said hey, by the way.
I will.
Well, guys, thanks so much for tuning into the Everett Silver Show. Stay tuned. Don't turn that dial, because we got more exciting guests right here on the Everett Silver Show. Be back in a moment.
Morning, Everett. How are you?
Adam, what a pleasure. You got to know it's an honor to have you, man. Know that for real, for real.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Man, I've been following your career a long time, man. Thank you for what you've done on CSI Miami, Criminal Minds. I remember, man, I could do bad by myself. So I remember all those
Yeah.
characters, man. Yes, sir, man. My man Adam Rodriguez is with us, guys. And I tell you, doing something interesting. How does a regular Joe become a Magic Mike? And so he's kind of hosting this show, and also I think as a judge as well. But Adam, talk about finding Magic Mike.
Yeah, it's a show based on the movies, and then the movies turned into a live show that exists in Las Vegas and London and Berlin, and is going to actually become a national touring show here in the States. But what we found while we were doing the movies was that, there were some great lessons to learn, aside from the dance moves and being able to entertain our audience. There was a great sense of brotherhood. There was a great sense of trust that was formed, and that allowed a lot of great conversation to happen amongst ourselves, and that led to some great lessons being learned. We wanted to bring that experience to an unscripted show, and hopefully, help some regular guys that hadn't had that experience find something in themselves that they either lost or they never had, and we thought it would be fun to help them find their magic.
I mean, you're just talking about putting them back to the test, almost like going through a live boot camp, right?
Yeah, I mean, in a lot of ways, it was like that, and we actually did have a few ex-military guys, so they were familiar with that kind of intensity. But the dance rehearsals were intense. These guys were dancing, no exaggeration. I mean, they were dancing 6, 7, maybe even 8 hours a day sometimes, getting prepped for the routines that they were going to have to perform on a weekly basis. And the routines were not easy to learn, man. I mean, they were really intense. Luckily, we had great choreographers that were able to coach them through it and teach them the routines. And Allison Falk and Luke Broadlick, who'd been with the Magic Mike brand from the beginning. And credit to our guys, man. They really gave it everything they had. They put in 100%, and you can see the results. I mean, the results show.
And then, Adam, a lot of folks, man, I don't know if they know or not, but I'm blown away as well to know you executive produce multiple products, man, especially the one that we're talking about now, right?
Yeah, I did. I had the opportunity to executive produce this as well, along with Steven Soderbergh and Channing Tatum, and an incredible group of other people. Alicia Rossiter was one of our main producers that was just incredible to have on the project as well. Cassie Lambert. I mean, really just a great team of people that all gave their best effort. I mean, people really put their hearts into this. We really wanted to see these guys succeed and have a great experience. And I think we made a great show. I mean, people are going to laugh, people are going to cheer, and maybe some people are going to cry, which I think they're going to be really surprised about.
And then Finding Magic Mike, rather. I'm sorry. Premieres, I believe, today as well on HBO. Is that HBO Max, right?
It premieres today on HBO Max. You're going to leave yourself some time, I hope, to watch, because one episode is not going to be enough. I mean, it really gets you hooked. And I think, like I said, I just think people are going to be really surprised by the good time that they have watching it. It's everything you want it to be and more. I promise. I really do.
Well, look, I'm smiling behind the scenes here because I've seen some. Man, I'm telling you, you're exactly right. We're going to be glued to the set. And also, man, congrats on your upcoming, Christmas movie. I think you got a Christmas Proposal, and what you're doing with NBC, man, with the Ordinary Joe.
Yeah, I was in Atlanta working on Ordinary Joe for a while this year, which went really well. And then there's a movie on Paramount Plus right now. You can stream it, called A Christmas Proposal. And I had a great time doing that. I think that'll bring people some joy during the holidays as well. So a nice little 1-2 punch for everybody. If you're a fan, there's some stuff out there. You can see me, and I appreciate you being out there for the support.
Well, I got to tell you, Adam Rodriguez, guys, what an honor to have him. I mean, the one and only, guys. This guy, man, I've been following him for a while. Make sure, again, you tune in. You can find Finding Magic Mike today. It is premiering today, guys. Make sure you do it. Adam Rodriguez, thank you for doing the show, man.
Thank you, man. HBO Max. It's on HBO Max.
HBO Max. There you go. Thanks, Adam.
Thanks, man. Thank you, brother.
All right. More guests coming your way. Don't touch that dial. I'll be back in a moment.
Hey, Brian, thanks for doing the show.
Hey, Everett, how are you doing?
Doing great. What a pleasure to have you on the show today, sir.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be with you as well.
Well, folks, my guest is with us. A beloved Christmas tradition is back, and I'm kind of celebrating a milestone, 20 years of Christmas with the Tabernacle Choir. Everybody knows what the Tabernacle Choir is. But also have Tony Award winner, chairman of the Actors Fund, Brian Stokes Mitchell is with us, who will serve as a guest artist and narrator. And so let's talk about this wonderful 20-year celebration with the Tabernacle Choir.
Yeah, it's a pretty special show. Usually the show is an hour special every year. It's PBS's, I think, the highest rated show of the season. This year we got 2 hours, which has been really great because it is a 20-year kind of highlight reel of the best moments from the last 20 years. And also I get to act as a tour guide, taking people around backstage into different areas of this 21,000 seat auditorium where this show comes from every year, and kind of show people what goes on under the hood as well. So it's a really special place to see, and the show is a special way to kind of get reconnected to your holiday spirit, to your happy place, to your joy place.
Well, I got to tell you, Brian, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I really do this kind of every year. I think last year, Richard Thomas, or we call him John Boy, I think, hosted it. But define the likes of yourself. I mean, everybody knows from your Tony Award stuff, from television, from Broadway to film, just to land something like this. What does this mean to you during this time of year?
You know, it's really special to perform with this choir and this orchestra. There's none other like it anywhere in the world. I performed with all over the place with so many different orchestras and conductors, and this is one of my favorite experiences. I perform with the Tabernacle Choir and Orchestra on a number of occasions now, and it's always special. It always fills me up. It always makes me happy. It always makes me feel privileged to be an artist performing with these other artists, and to feel the joy and the connection that happens with an audience as well. You know, something magical is going on in that place.
And you're talking about just the renowned artists as well that's going to be a part of this, and this anniversary special kind of reminds viewers of how tradition really touched audiences through the years, right?
Yeah, absolutely. There have been so many people. There's like something for everybody. If you love opera, you have Renee Fleming and Bryn Terfel. Mm-hmm. If you love Broadway, Audra McDonald, Kristen Chenoweth, Angela Lansbury, Kelly O'Hara. If you love R&B and you have Gladys Knight, you have Natalie Cole. You know, there's something for everybody in this broadcast, and something new to discover. Even if you've never explored different kinds of music, when you get to see these people performing at their top, at their best, at their most magical, I think you'll find that it's a really incredible thing to be a part of and to witness.
And then lastly, Brian, a lot of people don't realize, you know, being in the I guess the industry, the artistry of just acting and performing, you know, your Broadway. How much love is it for you to go back to some of your beginning roots of just singing?
You know, I love singing. It's really, and it's interesting you say my beginning roots of singing. It really is the first thing I was doing. My parents were saying, yes? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Uh-huh.
My parents were saying that I was singing before I was talking, and I started studying singing from a very early age as well. So that has been one constant. Even when I was doing television shows like Trapper John or The Fresh Prince, right, I was still always performing and doing concerts. So music has been the one constant that has been in my life. So it's really nice when I get to share that music with a larger audience as well, especially with the wonderful Tabernacle Choir and Orchestra.
Well, you mentioned, I mean, some of the stuff that you've done, from appearances from Prince of Egypt to, you know, Through Heaven's Eyes, you know, Glee, Jumping the Broom. I mean, stuff that you've done, you know, Madam Secretary. So you've done a lot, Brian. What a pleasure to have you guys. Make sure, though, 20 Years of Christmas with the Tabernacle Choir airs Thursday, December the 16th, 9 p.m. on BYU TV. Also Monday, I think December the 13th, which we're looking for some of that as well on PBS at 8 p.m. Any last minute things, Brian, you want to say? And sir, thank you so much again, guys. Brian Stokes Mitchell has been with us. Brian, do you have any last minute things?
Everett, just I wish all your listeners, everybody out there, just a joyous Christmas, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, whatever it is you celebrate. Here we are in this wonderful time where we can reconnect once again, and it looks like things are getting back to normal. And this concert's a great way to kind of launch it with joy and magic and love as well. So I wish all of those things on you.
Isn't that the truth? And happy holidays, Tony Award winner Brian Stokes Mitchell. Thank you, sir, for doing the show.
Thank you, Everett.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
More guests coming your way. Don't touch that dial. I'll be back in a moment.
Hey, Everett.
Hugh, thank you so much for doing the show. What a pleasure to have you.
Hey, man.
Well, I got to first tell you guys what a wonderful privilege to speak to the one of the, well, I should say really one of the creators as well, or co-creators. Hugh Dillon is with us. I don't know how Hugh is doing. Award-winning actor, writer, producer, and the really distinguished, if you guys don't know, career as a rock star. So, Dillon, I mean, Hugh, how in the world do you find time, man? That's number one.
Well, you've got to be passionate about it. I wanted to tell this story. I wanted, Taylor and I had this script for Mayor of Kingstown for 10 years. And, you've just got to persevere. If you want something badly enough and you work hard enough, sometimes you get lucky. And once I got lucky, I just wanted to continue and do whatever I could. And, and here we are.
Well, again, from Academy Award nominee, Yellowstone co-creator, what you guys are doing. But again, Hugh, talk about now who really runs a city built on business of incarceration.
Well, I mean, with this show, it's just such a raw, uncompromising, and sometimes uncomfortable story. And for me, I grew up in a town that had 9 prisons. It had a prison for women. It had a maximum pen. It had a minimum, a medium pen. And it is that, it's about mass incarceration. Nobody wins, and justice comes in all sorts of ways, and people are affected by crime and punishment, and it's collateral damage, personally, mentally, emotionally, all of it. And I just, Taylor and I created this, as I said, over 10 years ago. And it just rings true with so many people in terms of it's an interesting world, and and there are great characters, and it was something that we hadn't seen before. So I think it just opens up so many doors for storytelling, and the desensitization we all can experience with this kind of these prisons are the most brutal, unfair places in the world, in our society, and they're in our society.
Right. Now, Hugh, I got to tell you, you are tackling some pretty tough things there, man. Systematic racism, corruption, inequality, and kind of provide kind of a stark look at into the attempt, I guess, to bring order and justice to this town that has neither one.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, it's a testament to Taylor Sheridan. He writes beautiful characters and real characters, and he has a great curiosity about humanity and how why people do what they do and how they do what they do. And he's just he's a force of nature. I can't believe he was my acting coach 15 years ago, and here we are talking about a show that we dreamed up.
Wow, that is so amazing. And then guys, just so you know, Mayor of Kingstown. I mean, just talking about what I guess this Russian mob, currently, of course, you go into the heart and then serving his sentence time. But even in that, I do know people can tune in and kind of stream Mayor of Kingstown I think it's every Sunday, I believe, on Paramount Plus. But any last minute things, Hugh, that you want to talk about the show? Because I got to ask you too, man. I know everybody knows you're a rock star. I remember some of the hit singles, Devil's on Fire, People's Skills, even I think you had a number 3 on Leave It All Behind. Anything that your expertise kind of bring your musical elements to this, what you're doing as well as producing?
Well, I mean, you'll see in the opening credits, we've got just great composers on the show. Me being a musician, and Taylor has just got an incredible ear. I mean, that plays such a big part in all of it. You've got to have great music behind it, and and that's the key to any great storytelling. And this show has all of it, and you'll hear it right from the opening credits on. It's our composer went right to the prison and worked in the prison to get some of these sounds. So it's like, wow. It's the detail. That's why the show works. It's not just, it's not some corporate entity that just decided to make a show. These are real people who really care about, the craft of making movies and TV and music, and it's all of us together, and they're just great, talented artists.
Yeah, you have a star-studded all-star casting, that you got. And then any last minute things you want to say, because I know, again, guys, I'm talking to Hugh Dillon. What a pleasure to have Hugh Dillon, multi-platinum, rock band, head start. I remember so many bunch of your music for the '96 Culture Classic Hardcore logo. Down to the Bones, Flashpoint. But, any last minute things, Hugh, you want to say about, again, Paramount Plus original series, Mayor of Kingstown. Again, guys, you can stream it every Sunday on Paramount Plus. Hugh, any last minute things you want to say, and what a pleasure to have you.
Yeah, I'm really, it's a dream come true for me. And I'm just so glad that we persevered, and here we are. And it's the #1 scripted show on Paramount Plus. So tune in.
Got to tune in again. Paramount Plus original series, Mayor of Kingstown. Again, one of the co-creators. Again, Hugh Dillon has been with us, award-winning actor as well as, iconic musician. So thank you again, Hugh, for doing the show.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
More guests coming your way. Don't touch that dial. Be back in a moment.
Everett, how are you, brother?
Scott, always a pleasure, man. What a pleasure to have you on the show, man.
Thank you, brother. Thank you for having me. In North Kakalaki. Let's go, baby.
There you go, man. Well, folks, I have Emmy Award-nominated host Scott Evans is with us, all about USA's network, America's Big Deal. The first ever, really, kind of live shoppable competition series. So, Scott, let's talk about this new, venture, man. This is awesome, man. It looks fun as well.
Listen, we are live every week, Everett. We are live. We are in your face, and we are inviting you to be a part of, granting the American dream to one of these entrepreneurs who have pitched their product live to America. Think about that as an opportunity, right? You have an idea. You created this product. You have sold it in stores. You've traveled maybe the country and trade shows or farmers markets, and now you have this opportunity to pitch to all of the viewing audience live on TV, right? On this big stage in front of Lowe's, QVC and HSN, and Macy's. Some of the most recognizable brands, right? Retailers in the world. And Joy Mangano, the woman behind the show, who's also the woman behind the Miracle Mop, right? Is all about making sure that these people feel encouraged. These people feel loved on. These people feel like they are aware that we are aware of their sacrifice and their determination. And I'm gonna be honest with you, man, every single week, I am amazed. I'm surprised. I get it wrong every week. But who's gonna get the big deal? I get it wrong almost every week. Every week. Every week. The man came on the show. The man came on the show and he sold chocolates. And I was like, okay, they're great. They're beautiful. They're delicious. but it's chocolate. Who on TV? Who's gonna buy chocolate on TV? Because you can't taste it, you can't feel it, you can't smell it. Who's gonna buy? He sold out. Everett, he sold out. I couldn't believe it.
Man, you know, stuff like that is always amazing. Things like that you just think is meant to be, right?
Yeah, I do. I'm. You know, I've said this before. I'm keenly aware that, you know, in my own life, that there has been these prayers prayed over my life, in my life, for my life, and over and around it. Right. That I understand that it is something special to do what we do and to be in a position that that we're in, and so I don't take it lightly. And the wonder, the splendor, the magic is not lost on me at all. It is an honor and it is a privilege to stand in that spot each week, helping guide this experience along, and to invite as many people to be a part of it as possible. You know, it is I believe, in direct alignment with the reason I'm on this planet. You know what I mean? Which is to be a reflection of the light and the love that has been shown to me. And so we do it every week, man. We do it every week.
Well, listen, I appreciate your energy, man, because, again, you are an Emmy Award-nominated entertainer and success on. You're co-hosting with the NBC's, Universal's, the national syndicated Aspects. How? Because you've interviewed a lot of stars, man. I remember your podcast so close. So, I mean, what? I mean, just the opportunity that's given, man. And again, folks, if you haven't caught it yet, it's awesome. America's Big Deal, Thursdays, 9 o'clock on USA Today. And then, Scott, any last minute things you want to say, man? Because much success to you, man. I'm proud of what you're doing.
Thank you, brother. I really do appreciate that. Your love and your support. I feel it. I feel it all the way from North Carolina. Listen, I lived in Greenville, South Carolina for some time, and have family in Raleigh. And so it is something I cannot let go unacknowledged, how much I appreciate the love and the vibes you send my way. But I'm gonna tell you, man, come hang out with us every Thursday. We've only got a couple of shows left before the finale the season finale, season 1 finale. But you can also come hang out with us every weekday at 7 or 7:30 for Access Hollywood. Listen, you know, if I'm on camera, we're gonna have a ball.
Hey, man, I'm sure it's fun along the way to see some folks get $1 million. Again, you can catch my main man, Emmy Award-nominated host Scott Evans, guys. America's Big Deal Thursdays. Catch him at 9 o'clock Central PM our time. Scott, thanks a lot for doing the show, man. Much love, buddy.
Of course, brother. Thank you, man.
All right, later.
the song.